Welcome back to another video in my series for practicing pottery. I'm the Crafty Kai, and today I want to work on making a cup. I made my bowl, and that was, some areas of learning to center. So I want the cup, it's going to be more cylindrical more cylindrical, and to have to learn how to bring it like up in a more narrow way. So that's what I want to practice on. And what else? What else would I want to try? It's centering for sure, and practicing the centering and understanding that. I'm going to use the same amount of clay, of the air dry modeling clay, and for 1 pound. And I don't know if that's too much for a cup, but I'm planning on trimming some more. Actually, I have my inspiration cup. I should go get that. Actually, one second. All right, I'm back with my inspiration cup. Oof, the light's making it. My hand is not big enough. Yeah, so this is my inspiration cup. It's got like some nice divots here that I want to practice on carving during turning. So again, I like a taller mug. Not mug, cup. I actually want to stay away from mugs because I got enough of those. Not a mug person. I like my bowls and cups like that. So that's what I'm going to try and throw today. All right, I got to cut off a piece. I gotta weigh it. I have to like list out all the steps whenever I start something. So cut it, weigh it, knead it. And then I'm gonna throw it. I got my water, got all the things, tools. I think I'm set to go. Let's do this. Oh no, our sponge can't get in. Itty bitty sponge. My hand. Oh, I did that really narrow. It's way too narrow in there, but I think it's just the amount of clay. Did I? Oh no. I went too deep. There's definitely, and it's just very malleable. All right, I'm gonna put this down. Oh, well, hello there. I am back with my cup. It's now in the leather hard stage. I now remember, I kept saying leather stage, leather dry stage. I'm gonna get this terminology too. I have the cup, it's dry, and as you can see, the inside is a bit thin, or not the inside, the bottom. So I'm gonna have to work around it. And I'm also working with pulled back muscle. I did that when I threw the cup on last, what is it, Thursday night. And so now I have my cup dry, but I can't turn it on the pottery wheel. So I'm gonna try some other ways of doing it. And I've seen people also do it on this, which is hand turning, because I'm working with this as my inspiration. So although size-wise, not the same, it's gonna be a little cup, which is okay for how I'm gonna use it afterwards. It's actually gonna hold my primary tools. So I don't know yet what style I'm gonna do. I'm gonna think about it, and I might wanna do something funky. Something with like really bright colors. Yeah, TBD. So I'm gonna start with, what's my first steps I want to do? I want to figure out how wide I want to go with the trimming, which I'm gonna go, probably give myself a bit of this level to then carve it down. So I'm gonna figure out how big this is, maybe calculate it to size ratio, so I'm getting visually something similar in miniature format. That's the hope. So I gotta do some math and calculate how many I can do with this size and with the width of the cut. So I'm gonna start that process and take some notes on measurements and everything. So I quite like this style of carving out by hand rather than turning on the wheel. This was really I found it very calming to be just carving it out like this. So I really enjoy. I just think that this area here, I would have loved to have been able to trim the excess maybe on the interior, but I'm not going to work on the ring. I'm just going to smooth things out. I really like how it looks like almost a mini version. Now the base, I feel like I want to leave it a little bit more flared because it's going to be huge. Excuse you, I'm explaining stuff here. Gretchen, I know you want attention. Okay, this is not a good time for work. I don't want you smelling this. Come on, boop, boop. Come on. I know. Okay, I'll do the big hugs. Need some attention? You just can't help yourself. Come on. Okay, so I'm just going to smooth down some of the edges here, a little bit of water and a sponge. I'm almost done, Gretchy Boo. She does not like me down here. No, she doesn't like me working in general. That's cats. Okay. Wow. I'm so happy how this has turned. I really love it. It looks like a miniature version, but slightly in my own style, which is great. So next step, of course, is letting it dry fully. And while this is drying, I'm going to be looking for, and you can't see my, while this is drying. Well, that's a little better. So while my little tool cup is drying, I really love how this looks. Look at that. Oh, I just want to add like more like details. But you know, if I had more skills with sculpting and creating little decorations, I would love to add like some at the top. But you know what? I'm so happy about how this looks. Yay. But I'm gonna leave it dry fully. And while this is drying, I'm going to do some research on painting styles. Now, I'm leaning towards, maybe I do this as a little tree trunk. Maybe initially when I started this, I was thinking colorful, bright, but I'm gonna let where it has inspired me by its shape, and I'm gonna do something like a tree. Maybe a birch tree and go with some gray hues, because I really love the way birch tree bark looks with its like white, grays, and cream colors, and then some like knots going through with those dark brown lines. So I think I want to go for that texture. Oh, I'm so excited. Awesome. Okay, so I'll see you back in 3-4 days, in the next few days. Alrighty, it's been a few days since I left my little cup to dry. It's now bone dry. Bone dry into the sense that this is as much as I can get this air dry clay to dry. I don't think I'll dry any more than this, so I'm gonna paint it. I really love how this turned out. Look at this, it's so cute. And I'm gonna paint it in the style of the birch tree. So I'm gonna show you some inspiration images that I searched up. Pinterest is my go-to for any inspiration saving platform, so I can like pull all my pictures together. So birch tree, I'm gonna have to mix up some colors. So I do have a brief sketch. Let's see it like that of the design I want to put onto it, and then I have all my colors that I need to mix. So I've pulled out the same Magic Fly acrylic paint that I have. I have white, light apricot, black, burnt sienna, bright orange, lemon yellow, and sap green. So I'm going to mix up some different colors. Okay, look at how that turned out. I think that looks like birch bark. What do you think? I am just getting to the final step of adding the moss. So, but this is how it looks. It looks so good. I'm really happy with it. I went in with some knots, adding some dimension and brushwork. I tried to do more dry brushing to really like blur out the edges because I find that just made it look even more like, yeah, the detail at the bottom. What do you think? Let me know. Would you try this style? I am so happy with it. All right, onwards to the moss. Last thing I'm going to do is paint the inside. I don't want to touch where this green, and I'm going to do mostly this cream color because it kind of looks like, you know, wood. If you cut open like a birch tree, it has this really light color wood tone. So this is what I'm going to do, and then I might add some like details of the knots on the inside or something like that. Now it's got a few more details inside to make it look like a birch log. Yeah. Oh, I heard someone's collar shake. Is it time for me to go upstairs, Supervisor? Is it time for me to go upstairs, Supervisor? Done enough work for today. Oh, I love it! So cute! And there we have it. My birch tree tool cup. I love how this turned out. I'm so excited. I can't wait to use it. I think I'm gonna let this fully dry a bit longer and then I'll come back, and this time I'm going to put some Mod Podge on this project because I wanted to seal with throwing like tools and stuff in. I feel like it will scratch up the paint a bit more. Hey, you're knocking the camera. But yes, look at this thing. It's so cute. It turned out perfect. I'm so glad. I'm so happy that it worked out and I was able to translate what's in my brain onto a little piece of art for myself. Gretchen is coming. Gretchen is coming. Yes, I know. So I have here my finished birch tree tool cup. I did my coat of Mod Podge, which is the matte one, so it doesn't really have a shine, but it will be nice. It adds just like a smoother texture, and it's dries on clear. So it's so cute. Gretchen, hey, psst, psst, stop touching the camera. She just keeps moving that camera. Yeah, you keep moving my camera. So I love it. It turned out exactly. You know, I'm really happy. I can't wait to just, I don't want to put any tools right in now. No, you know what? I'll just, a little tiny tool. Oh yeah. That's gonna look great. Once I have all set of them in there, and I'm gonna have it right next to my wheel. So I'll have to be careful a bit of where, if I put it in next to my wheel, if any water gets on it. I did with the Mod Podge, I'm hoping it will seal it enough. I don't know if I should do a second coat, but I'm gonna leave it as is for now. and enjoy that work. Stop it. Oh, she's nudging the camera. But yes, if you, supervisor, boop. If you want to drop some words of wisdom or kindness down below, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you think of my little tree tool cup. Have you ever tried doing, if you like, have ever done like this cut or carving style? If you know what kind of tips that you could tell me about that, I would love to hear. And have you ever tried a glazing technique or anything like that? But anyways, I thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next project, which I already have in mind. And that one's gonna be using coil building. So I'm excited to try that out after doing carving. Stay tuned. This has been the Crafty Kai, and bye for now. I also enjoy outside of pottery is karaoke. Singing really helps with regulating emotions. Or karaoke, I find, helps with regulating. You know, like after a stressful day at work, I'm gonna sometimes to not always go on like your phone scrolling on social media, which is super easy and like doesn't necessarily help. I like to do some post-work karaoke and like as loudly as I can at the top of my voice, not the top of my lungs, is the saying. And letting it all out. I just find belting it. Belting is the word I was trying to think of. Just belting will help just release that anxiety, that pressure sometimes you may feel in your chest. Those poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one wanting to be thin, this one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls. Turn around, bright eyes, everywhere I turn you wanna know, and I need you now whenever Gretchen's meowing more.